Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina, visiting Parkway Genesis, and I'm checking out an exceptional vehicle, a 2018 Genesis G80. Now this vehicle has the premium package and the ultimate package, so that adds so much awesome stuff to check out. So let's go ahead and get started. This G80 is sitting on 245/45 Michelin tires, wrapped around 10-spoke alloy wheels in a two-tone. It also has four-wheel disc brakes with ventilated disc brakes on all four wheels. This vehicle has sensors and cameras all around, and some of the safety features are an automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, driver attention alert, blind spot detection and rear cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, smart cruise control with stop and start, so it'll actually stop the vehicle and then restart it. It also has an automatic parking brake and auto vehicle hold. So if your door's open, you get out in the vehicle and drive, it'll automatically secure the vehicle from rolling away. The name of this color is Caspian Black, and a luxury vehicle like this in black is always looking sharp. So let's go ahead and take a look here in the front. Really like the metal flake in the paint. You can actually see it when the sun shines on it. And check out the emblem here. The Genesis with the wings looking sharps. In addition to that grille, I mean, just everything about it. It has like a satin chrome accent around the outside, and then you have the shiny chrome there in the center. Right in here is where a camera lies, and also a sensor, or a group of sensors here in the center of the grille. And then you have parking sensors, these little round circles around the front of the vehicle. Then there at the bottom is a chrome accent all the way across, right above the splitter there. Now this vehicle has a full LED system. You can see it says right there on the side. They're active bending lights and projector tubes for your low and your high beams. It also has an LED accent around the outside, and the fog lights are in a series of projector LEDs. This is what the key looks like. It's a proximity key system, and it really feels like a solid, high quality key. You have the Genesis badge here on the back side. There's actually a physical key on the inside if needed, but you have the lock and unlock, the ability to open up the power trunk, and a panic button, or sound the horn, flash the lights type deal. But basically all you have to do is keep this in your pocket or in a bag with you, and you can use the vehicle 100%. You don't have to take it out of your pocket. Okay, let's look at the sleek profile here. And with the black color, really makes that satin chrome there on the side kind of pop out and get your attention. But there at the bottom of the doors and around the windows, accenting the contours of the vehicle. Wait till you see the sunroof, it's amazing. Okay, so walking up to the vehicle, as long as you have the key with you, you can lock or unlock the doors simply by pushing this button. So it's locked, push it again, it unlocks. Okay, so here's the inside of the passenger door. First thing that I was amazed by was the real wood with the exposed the grain here, so you can actually feel the grain in the wood, and it looks fantastic, especially here on the dash. Nice big piece there, and makes a big difference to me anyway. So you have soft to the touch pretty much all around your arm, all the way up here as well. And then you have the Lexicon sound system. I actually have a sound test on my channel. If you don't know, if you can't find it, just send me a message there and I'll send it to you. It's on my Mike's Car Info Raw channel, my second channel. All right, nice big sweeping pocket there at the very bottom, and the handle kind of serves as a pocket as well. Okay, so here's your threshold with the Genesis badging here in the sill plate. Power seat here for the passenger with 4-way power lumbar adjustments. Heated and ventilated seats with the gray piping there, and you have some stitching, no contrast stitching though, but it is a French design in the stitching, and the real tight perforations here in the seat. Super comfortable and high quality feeling. Okay, so legroom is very substantial, and you can see it just a little tiny bit of narrowing there, but not much. It's really good. Also, you can lift the seat up using the power controls. You can go higher or lower to kind of get that more comfortable position. Soft to the touch dash and a lockable glove compartment that's felt lined. I have the microphone facing forward now because I want to show you. I actually want you to hear the door as it slams, because it has like this really solid sounding, it's a little bit different than a lot of other vehicles. So let's go ahead and check it out. Yeah, I don't know if you actually if the microphone were to do it justice, but it just sounds like this really solid thud sound. It doesn't sound like a clunk sound like some doors, but it just sounds like a really solid, good contact when you close the door. It's a little bit different than what I experience in other vehicles. Okay, so let's look here in the back. And man, they carried over the wood grain, soft to the touch all around, right in here, but not here because there's a shade that lifts up, and you can kind of hook it up here like so. Kind of adds to your privacy and also keeping the light from shining on you. You have the Lexicon speaker. Really nice interior. A little sill plate here on the back door as well. Okay, so tremendous amount of room, and you even have heated seats back here as well, and they're very well bolstered and kind of simulate a bucket seat, but it's actually a bench seat, but really comfortable and roomy as well. So you can see here behind the front seat, plenty of leg room. It does have, this is a rear-wheel drive car, and so it does have a hump here in the center, so if you have a center passenger, they will have to deal with that. Now there's a pass-through here to the trunk area. Armrest with your heated seat controls, and this button controls a shade in the back window, which we'll get to in a few minutes. There's some cup holders. That lifts up like so. So now you can put a center passenger if you want, but you can see it's not as contoured like these seats. These are the comfortable seats. Now you can put a car seat in this vehicle. It has the latch system here in the back seats, so that's another option. A little bit different of a pocket. It's a solid panel instead of like a bag type. Then you have some vents back here. Yeah, that sunroof is amazing. Well, I'll show you that very soon. It splits in the middle. The shade splits in the middle. It's cool. I don't know if you can see because of the glare, but there's some speakers right up here behind the back seats, and then the shade actually pops out. Okay, let's take a look at the back of the vehicle. Really nice vehicle. Okay, so Here at the very top is a little shark fin antenna blending in that's body colored. And since the, I don't know if you can see, it has a big panoramic sunroof, but since it's all shiny and glossy black vehicle, it doesn't even look like it from the outside. Kind of blends in. LED taillights, even reverse lights, all that stuff's LEDs. Has the dual exhaust tips back here, and a chrome accent there across the bottom. Really looking nice. Parking sensors across the back. It has actually cameras. The backup camera's here, but it also has cameras underneath the side mirrors to give it a complete view around the vehicle, which is fantastic. And you can see that view as you're driving forward or reverse. It's nice. So opening up the trunk, you can of course use the key, or you can have the key with you and push a button just under the little emblem there. Or this is fantastic, it's really easy. You just walk up with the key with you, it could be in your pocket or whatever, and you stand behind the vehicle for a few seconds and it senses the key and just opens up for you. This, I think, is a lot better than waving your foot underneath the back and losing your balance and all that stuff. You just stand there, wait a few seconds, opens up for you. Fantastic. Now you turn that feature on or off depending on what you want, but really good. So here on the underside of the trunk, there's a place to put little reflective triangles. Okay, so I'm going to put all the volumes and the measurements and all that stuff in the description, but check it out. Just want to give you a visual reference to what the how big the trunk is. It's really huge. Kind of extended there. Also, it has the these tie downs right in here as well as back in here on all four corners. So you can tie down something. You can use a net pocket, whatever you want to do. There's that pass-through I was telling you about. It also has this little handle that kind of flips down and serves as a little bag holder, so you can hang a bag or, you know, keep things from sliding around using this. And this actually lifts up. Lift it up like so, and you can hook it right here. And there's your spare tires, your spare tire and tools all neatly arranged. And of course you can utilize some of the space around the tire, I suppose, if you want to do that for cargo. But there's the battery. Look how huge it is. But it's located back here. Kind of helps with the weight distribution and also getting it out of the weather. Okay, so the vehicle was locked when I opened up the trunk. Whether it's locked or not, to close it, I have two options. I can push this, it'll just close down, or I can push this, it'll close down, but also secure the vehicle. So I just push that, I can walk away, it's going to do that and lock the car, and that way it's completely secure. I just go inside, I don't have to worry about it. The fuel door is lockable, and it's on the driver's side, right in here. It has a pretty traditional cap with a little tether system here and a place to hang the cap while you're pumping gas. Another thing about the key is that it feels like a little rubberized surface here on the buttons. And in here it's a little bit better lighting, maybe you can see it, but it actually has this rubber feel, which is nice. Okay, so as long as you have the key inside the vehicle, it could be in your pocket, a bag, or just laying in the center console or whatever. You just put your foot on the brake and push this button. So here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat, and plenty of room. The floor mat actually hooks in place in two places, keeps it straight and from sliding around. And then there's your accelerator and brake pedal, and the accelerator actually pivots there at the bottom, and a pretty good size footrest here on the left side, just kind of place to put your foot as you're driving. So let's go ahead and take a look under the hood. Opening the hood, there's a little latch right in here, a little bit to the right, and you just move it to the left, and it takes a little bit of effort, not much at all. Get it to about right there, and it lifts up the rest of the way by itself. Now you notice on the underside of the hood has a seal around here, all the way around, and then you can see the mating surface for that seal, and that helps with noise and you know, heat flow and all that stuff. So it's all sealed up, insulated. You know, the insulation all the way around pretty much. You also have some braces here in the front to the shock towers, the strut towers. Brace this way. So this vehicle is a rear-wheel drive vehicle, so you can see the engine's turned this way, transmission is behind it, and then the rear drive wheels are the ones that push the vehicle. So this is a 3.8 liter V6 that pumps out 311 horsepower. And it's a direct injection engine. Now it's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. That's a lot of gear ratios to choose from. Nice cruising on the highway will be really nice and smooth. You're able to shift through those gear ratios if you want. Okay, inside of the driver's side doors, just like the other side, it's kind of a mirror, I guess, I suppose, except for it has a few more buttons. So you have the automatic power windows for all 4 wheels. So it's one touch down. And these windows are laminated as well. So let's go ahead and roll it up. You can see it kind of slowly goes up. So let me roll it back down a little bit just to kind of show you something. So you can see there's actually, when I say laminated, there's actually 2 panes of glass with an acoustic material there in the center. So right in here, you can see there's 2 panes of glass right here in the center. You can actually feel it. It's like a softer material, and they're kind of sandwiched together. That way, the vibrations from sound vibrates the outside glass, but it has a hard time making it inside the vehicle. It also makes this glass stronger as well. All right. You can actually keep children from rolling up and down the windows, or anybody actually, but by pushing that button. Then you have the door lock controls, and then you have the side mirror adjustments. You just pick a side and adjust it here. You also have the power folding side mirrors. Putting it here to the left disables that. Pushing it to the right will power fold them in on demand. And then you have the automatic feature. So you put it here in the center. The automatic feature, well, when you lock the doors, it will go ahead and fold them in. Right in here is 2 saved positions for your setting for your seat. So you can get it right the way you want it, and you can set it using these buttons here for two drivers, basically. There's your threshold. Okay, so there's the adjustments for the power seat for the driver. Now they're special, so they have a little bit more. Not only do they have the power lumbar adjustment, they also have the ability to adjust the bolsters. So as I move it, I don't know if you can see that. The bolsters there on the side, you can move them in and out and get it just right. You also have a thigh extender, so that you can see. So that goes way out there. So you can really get the seat really comfortable. And also, once you get it set right, you'll definitely want to set it here, so that way you don't have to go through all the trouble of, you know, setting it exactly the way you want it, because as soon as somebody else gets in, they're going to start messing with your settings, and then you will not be a happy camper next time you get in the vehicle. But if you set it, you push the button, it goes right back the way you want it, then you'll be happy. Okay, so right in here, there's a fuse box down in here. This is the power parking brake, dimmer switch for your interior gauges, your power trunk release, so it'll go ahead and lift up. Your blind spot monitor, you can turn that on or off. Traction control is default on, you can turn it off here. That's where you release the fuel door. The lane keeping assist system, you can turn that on or off here. And this is the magic button for the shade in the back. So let's go ahead and push that and check it out. But first, I'm gonna aim the camera back there. Okay, so let's go ahead and check it out. Push the button, slides up, gives you the shade in the back window. Now you can do that whether you have passengers in the back or not, because it keeps the sun from, heating up the vehicle. So even if you don't have passengers back there, you still want to do that sometimes if the vehicle's in direct sunlight. You also have a power tilt and telescoping steering column. And check it out, you can actually see the paddle shifters right here, and they're rubberized there on the back, kind of rubber grips, and then the chrome or the metallic portion there on the front. Another cool thing about the key in this vehicle, the proximity system, is that when you have the side mirrors folded in on automatic, and the vehicle's locked right now, the vehicle's locked and the side mirrors are folded in. So as I walk up to the vehicle, it senses the key when I reach a certain point, and it greets me by unfolding the side mirrors. The heads-up display is really bright and easy to see, and you can adjust the height, you can also adjust the rotation, you can also adjust and put different things there. So content select here, we have turn-by-turn directions when we have a navigation map set, and then the traffic information, smart cruise control, lane keeping assist, and your blind spot detection can all show up right there in the heads-up display. So right now you're actually looking through my sunglasses, and I want to mention something, that if you have polarized sunglasses, if your head's turned a certain way, the heads-up display is no longer visible. So as I turn my sunglasses, I turn them sideways, you're able to see it. But if I'm turning straight up, my head's straight looking forward, it completely disappears. So depending on what sunglasses you have, may interfere with the actual view of the heads-up display. Let's go ahead and take a look here on the inside. Now I have the seat adjusted with all the different settings just the way I want it, except for I have it much further back than that I can actually drive, because there's so much articulation and movement and room here in the front that it's way far back than what I need it to be. Okay, so let's start looking here at the dashboard and just kind of looking around from the driver's seat. Fantastic looking vehicle, and just give you an idea of how far back my legs are. I can put my legs completely straight out. I'm 6 feet tall, and I can't even touch the footrest over there. So you can be like a basketball player apparently and drive this car. So yeah, I'm way back there, which helps out with filming because I'm able to pull the camera back far away and get the give you some more context here. Okay, so let's start here on the steering wheel. So it's a smooth leather wrap steering wheel, so it doesn't have the traditional, leather texturing that you see sometimes. This is a smooth, comfortable, soft to the touch steering wheel with little bolsters here on the top, near perfect thickness, and with the Genesis badging here in the center, it just looks awesome. Now this is kind of like what I was talking about as far as the leather texturing you see sometimes. You can see the difference here with the smooth portion, and then this is actually a synthetic material, but it has that leather texturing look. So here on the right side is your cruise control. It has your adaptive cruise control settings here, where you can set the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, and you can set it and resume it. Now these buttons here correspond with little screen between the gauges, which we'll get to in detail in just a minute. So here on the left side is your Bluetooth controls. You can answer calls, hang up. You have your volume. You can change through your presets on your radio. You can also change your audio source by pushing the mode button. And then you have your phone, your voice recognition button here, so that way you can make commands, voice commands, while keeping your hands on the wheel, eyes on the road. And I think it's worth learning all the different commands, so that way you can utilize all the different features that the vehicle has using your voice. There's your paddle shifters on the back, and I really like the rubber little grips on the back. That's for when you get in a vehicle, you go to the dealership, check it out. get in the car and feel those little rubber grips on the paddle shifter. It's pretty cool. Okay, so on the right side is your windshield wiper controls. And on the left side is your turn signal and your headlight controls. So you have a daytime running light off, automatic, parking light, and then turn your headlights on. And your fog lights are controlled here. So you can control them here on the front or in the back. It sticks out the back, so you can kind of adjust it the way you want. And once you put your headlights on, it will allow you to turn on and off the fog lights. All right. So looking at the gauges, it's all flat background with the white lettering. RPMs on the left with your engine coolant temperature. On the right is your speedometer with the fuel gauge. But right here in the very center is a gauge, like a digital gauge, digital information screen. Right now it shows a digital speedometer, your range, how far you can go before you have to get gas. Now this is customizable. You can have different information here. The odometer and the outside temperature and what gear you're in. So using these buttons right here that we talked about, this is kind of like a page button, different pages or tabs, and this is your selection here, and then you press in to make selections. All right, so right now we're in the first tab. You can push it and then you'll see the little tabs pop up there at the top. You can see I'll just kind of cycle through fast so you can see the 4 different tabs. Okay, so this is the first one. Now you'll notice a little indicator there on the right showing us that there's more information. Now that quickly goes away if we don't do anything, but we can go ahead and scroll, and you can see that it's part of a whole menu system here. So there's your drive info, accumulated info like your trip, your average miles per gallon, and your timer, which you can reset all that. You have your average fuel economy, and it goes back to your digital speedometer. Let's go to the next tab. Okay, so this is your turn-by-turn directions, your navigation. It's not going to show anything right now. We don't have a route, and we also don't have the SD card inserted. The dealership hasn't installed that yet until the customer gets the vehicle. Your next tab is your safety systems. So right now they're turned off. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lane keep assist, so that way you can see that is turned on. Also, if I turn on the adaptive cruise control, you'll see that kind of pop up there. So this is your safety, whatever you have in particular that's turned on will kind of give you some information in that tab. And the last but not least is all the different user settings. So you can adjust the heads-up display and your doors, your lights, sound. Basically, like say if you want it to make the beeping sound when you lock the door or not, or the flash the lights or not, that kind of thing, you could go in there and adjust that. Then this goes back to your first screen with the digital speedometer. So has quite a bit of information in there, but you don't actually have to go in there if you don't want. It's just there in case you need to. Okay, so let's look at the center stack. So you have this touch screen here, and it's designed to where you can, of course, use a touch screen, or you can use this little dial and these buttons here. So that way you can have your hand on the armrest and you don't have to reach forward to touch the touch screen. You can if you need to, but in general, you'll be able to do everything right here. So right here is the home screen. So take a look at the home screen. As I turn this big dial, you'll see there's little icons here that illuminate. So the navigation, you can see that's kind of blurred out because it's not activated yet, but you will have access to that, the person who buys the vehicle. Then you can get the Sirius XM data, and then your phone, and then this is where you can have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto projected on the screen. And then the blue link, this is a bunch of different things. So you can get driving info, you can get Google information, vehicle diagnostics, download apps, all right here. All right, then you go to your setup. You can do your adjustments on your display, your voice recognition, all that stuff. You also have an e-manual, which is nice. You can go in and learn about your car right here on the screen. Let's look at the radio. So you can see I have your presets here on the left side. And then you have like this dial, which is all nice. Scroll up and down on your on your presets. Make your selections by pressing the big button in. Alright, so here's your four-way flashers, and here's your climate control. Now you have a you see your climate controls here, but just below that is physical buttons for your radio, as well as a CD player, traditional knobs for your volume, tune through the stations, all that. And then you have physical buttons here to go to quick places like your map, media, satellite, and your AM FM right there. Okay, so back up to the climate control. So dual zone, driver and passenger. There's your temperatures here, your fan speed, front and rear defrosters, which will also turn on the heated side mirrors. And you have automatic mode, where you can put it on automatic and set the temperature. Where you want the air to blow, you can sync both temperatures. So as I move this, it's going to give me the information up here on what the actual temperature is. So you can see right up in here, it's going to show me the fan speed, the temperature, where the air is blowing, and the same thing for the passenger. It's going to pop up on the screen as you turn these dials. So let's go ahead and turn this one. It unsyncs them as I turn this one, so that way the passenger can have a separate temperature from the driver. Okay, so just under here is this is pretty neat. It kind of slides closed. You push it and it stays open like so. And you have a wireless charger here for your cell phone. And you can utilize this space even if you don't have a wireless charging system. You can still put stuff in here. It's not going to cause a problem, as long as if you have the phone in place, that there's nothing between the phone and there to get in the way when you're charging. But other than that, it's safe to use this as a compartment. Then it has the USB and auxiliary inputs here. It slowly closes. Cool. And this opens up, and then you have some cup holders. Okay, so your shifter is a little bit different than the average shifter. There's a button to engage park. You can see it's in park now. But we push this button here on the side, and we just kind of bump it. Let's go ahead and put it in reverse. So I just bump it forward. It puts the vehicle in reverse, and now we're not in park anymore. And you see this is actually red. So when we do that, it engages the parking sensors, also the camera system that's all the way around the vehicle. It's fantastic. You can see every detail, pretty much, all the shadows and stuff. So I'm going to kind of back up so you can see the shadows moving, showing you that it's real-time display. And as I back up, you can see the active guidelines are there, and just kind of all there. So fantastic. So you can see the vehicle, and you can see it here in both camera views. Now we can change views here. So right now we have that surround view. We can focus only on the backup camera if we would like. We can see on one side, on the right here, it shows the backup camera the whole time, but this is showing the back driver's side wheel. So if we need to get close to a curb or something, we could do that. Same thing on the other side, so we can see my vehicle back there, the tripod, all those details. Now we can go into settings and adjust the things there. But let's go ahead and put it in drive. So as we put it in drive, bump it there to drive, I have this setting turned on, this camera view. And when you have that, it's going to give you the front view. So now this is in front of the vehicle. So as I move forward, so you can see as I move, we're going forward, we're seeing what right directly in front of the car, which is really nice. As you're pulling up to a curb or whatever, you can really get a good idea of what's going on. Also, just kind of creeping through a parking lot, you can see the vehicles around you if you're really close. You can focus just on the front camera. You can get a split view like so, the far right, far left. You can get just the front left tire. So as I turn the steering wheel, so you can see the tire popping out there on the right side. So as I get close to the curb, I can really focus on that tire. Same thing on the other side, the passenger side front tire. As I get it close to the curb, I can go right there to it. And I can always go back to the surround view. Love that camera system. Okay, so to put it in the park, you just have to push this button here. And also the rear shade is set right now to when you put it in park, it raises. So that way it cools the vehicle, keeps the vehicle, you know, from the sun from shining in and all that. All right, so here's your heated and ventilated seats. So we can go ahead and make a selection. And as we do, you can see these lights pop up. That's a 3-stage, high, medium, and low. Same thing for the heat. You'll notice it's a different color now. High, medium, and low for the heat. Same thing for the passenger on that side. So your parking sensors you can turn on and off right here. So as we're backing up, if we get close to something, if it's beeping and you know you don't want it beeping, you can just turn it off there. Okay, a little storage pocket right in here. And here's your center armrest. And not super soft, but it is soft to the touch. And you can see it's kind of split in the middle, so your driver and passenger arms kind of separated. You have like a little property line, I suppose. But let's go ahead and open it up. You push the button here and it splits in the middle, which is pretty neat. Okay, taking a look on the inside, it has this little tray that's removable. And it's a felt lining on the inside. And then you have a USB charger and a 12-volt power supply. Okay, so here's your rear view mirror, and it's actually, it's an auto-dimming rear view mirror, and it's auto-dimming a little bit right now because I have this shade over the light sensor, which is also making the side mirrors auto-dim. So that's something you usually don't see during the day, is the auto-dimming side mirror, but both of them are. Here on the bottom, we have the blue link to use your voice to call. Also, to do a local search, you can push that and you can use your voice to search for different things in the area on the map. Emergency button, and then you have your home link garage door opener controls here, and a digital compass right there in the far corner. Place to put your shades, and it has a felt lining that's like attached to it. It's not a removable lining. There's some tap lights. You can turn on all your interior lights like so. You can make them turn on with the door with that button. And then this is to open your shade. We'll get to that in just a minute. I'll keep that a secret. This is your shade for your sunroof, and this is for your sunroof. We'll get to that in a second. So your visors have mirrors, and they also have a little light. Let me do it on this side. So open that up, and a little light turns on, and you close it. Now if you have it open and it's not in a certain position, then the light will turn off, so that way it doesn't stay on the whole time. Okay, so now it's this amazing sunroof. Save the one of the coolest features of this vehicle for last. So let's go ahead and open it up. So right now you can see it has the seam here in the center, and it splits open. Isn't that awesome? We can vent it, or we can open it. The back portion is fixed. The front portion is able to open up. That's as far as back as it goes. But that is impressive. That really helps out with, you know, claustrophobia for the backseat drivers and all that stuff. And I really like the way that shade splits in the middle. So that it's faster, you know, it's half the time than it would have open if it was like going from one side to the other. It kind of splits in the middle, making it faster. Okay, so let's look at the visibility in the back. Of course, we have the shades up. But other than that, I mean, you can see pretty good. You do have the little windows behind the back seat, which helps out with that blind spot. And then you have a big rear window. And so a lot of windows to look out of, which is nice. Of course, you have all the technology helping you out with changing lanes and backing up and moving through parking lots as well. Okay, 2018 already. Genesis G80. Fantastic vehicle. So let me know what you think of this vehicle. Let me know what you think of this video in the comment section. And thank you for watching, and thank you to Parkway Genesis here in Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm going to put their contact information in the description so you can check them out. If you're anywhere near Wilmington, North Carolina, I highly recommend going to their dealership because they gave you all this information. I mean, I did, but they provided the vehicle. So anyways, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.